I believe that the reason God created man was for management.
Really? I have never heard it put that way.
The first thing is to be honest with yourself. You can never have an impact on society if you have not changed yourself.
God will never allow growth where there is no management.
Wow, wow, wow.
So instead of praying for things from God, pray for the management ability.
Everything I tell you is true. Everything I open my mouth and I say is correct because heaven directs me on what to say. Heaven will tell me and I will tell you it will come to pass in front of your eyes. Not behind you, you will see it happening.
God will withhold things from you if you cannot manage them.
When you look at the facts that something around 1 million people perished as a result of the actions of the British and Russian and Nigerian federal governments.
Vis-a-vis what we see in Nigeria, which is truly not, it should not be surprising. Look, what's happening in Nigeria is barbarous. It's horrible. I mean, it's complete madness, yet it's not a priority. The United States unilaterally could do almost anything it needs to do. It would be a long-term effort, but it could be done. And the United States has the capability. All the elements of power, we have those.
So why not?
It's not a priority. That's the problem. We are committed elsewhere in the world. Black West Africa is not a priority.
Anybody who changes his principles depending on whom he is dealing, that is not a man who can lead a nation.
Excuse me. They can't tell me. No way. When the time comes, it's okay. What stupid country is this? So when you see you try somebody's secret, when you like, you try a secret. When you like it's in public, what stupid country is that? What stupid country is that, I ask you? When you like, you try and when you like to try in private, they are killing my people. 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 After killing my people, you tell me how to tell the secret? The person is mad. Completely mad. Tell me, that's what I said. That he is mad. He cannot tell me. He cannot tell me. He's a not man. There's a contempt of court proceedings here. Contempt of court. They don't obey court order. They don't obey court order. You're telling me secret trial. Is the person mad?
I, Nnamdi Kanu, will sacrifice anything sacrificable to make sure that Biafra comes.
We hereby declare no election, no 2023 general election in Biafra land. This no election in Biafra land has been activated. We are going to make it a task that must be done by every Biafran. All measures will be put in place to make sure the adequate civil disobedience is implemented to stop the election in Biafra land.
know the meaning of discovery? It means to bring to light something that is buried on the ground. If you can accept that, then you know that Biafra is coming. There is nothing man can do about it. It's too late. Way, way too late. The countdown has begun.
In preparation for the Biafra exit, the following date has been declared ghost town in Biafra land. To make sure we affect no election and no electoral activity in Biafra land will be allowed on the following date. The 9th of December 2022, Biafra land will sit at home. On the 10th of December 2022, Biafra will be under lock and key. On the 11th of December 2022, Biafra land will be locked down. On the 12th of December 2022, Biafra land will be under lock and key. After that, we are going to go to market on the 13th. And on the 14th of December, Biafra land will be under lock and key. Do not blame anybody in case Nigeria state happens to you. Do not blame anybody in case anything happened to you, because the Nigeria state will not stop at nothing. The way I've shown you the picture of the way they are killing Biafran people, and for the past 1.5 years, we have been preparing you to this day that we have entered now. For the past 1 year, we have
It's a privilege to have you all here live today, Tuesday, the 6th of December 2022. I want to say thank you for joining wherever you're watching from. It's already getting dark here, so you can see some shadows on my face, but I want to thank you all for joining. And today is a very, very significant day, because we have it is a day after the confrontation, you know, the attack on Mazi and Ekpa on the Dr. Damage's platform. Yesterday. It was funny, but we're going to be talking about that later on. But first, we're going to begin as usual. Please, as soon as you're coming in, please just like this video and send on all the social media platforms, so that people can also begin to watch. It's very, very important that we do this, because what we do here is actually preaching the truth, nothing but the truth, and so we have to disseminate the truth at all times when we have access to them. I want to welcome you wherever you're watching from. I know that some of you are working, some people are working, it's busy. I have to come this evening because the day was a busy one, so I couldn't actually come during the day. And with time, maybe, I don't know whether it's going to be soon or so, maybe next week or in 2 weeks, we're going to have a shift in time on our programs. I want to welcome you all. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel if you have not, and also send the video to other platforms where people can join in and watch. It's been very, very interesting, the things that are happening right now and going on. It's very, very interesting. I want to thank you, Noelin Odiambo. You're the first to send a message. Hi. You've sent a hi here. Thank you so much. These days, we don't see lots. Since yesterday, we've not been seeing messages that way. What's going on? Well, I know that you guys are watching anyways, but you should send messages too, so that we can respond, so that I can respond to your messages at all times. So, Noelin, thank you for being the first person to actually send a message. Also, Diana Ogunbiade, my Oduduwa sister, thank you for joining. Welcome to the program. God bless you all. Welcome also. And we just have only a few people watching now. Maybe they don't actually know the time. They're not certain that we're going to be coming by this time. Yes, sometimes it happens that way. So we know that, once people are able to know, they will begin to join from wherever they are joining. So let's keep feet in that. Ahaya, it's been a while since I've seen your message. Thank you so much for sending your message. We are here always. All right. Of course, I know that you guys are here and you're always watching. I want to welcome you all from wherever you're watching, please like, share, and also subscribe. Now, today we're going to be looking at critical things that concerns, the movement. Now, you see, it's very interesting to see the things that are happening. Unstoppable TV, you're here. Thank you so much. Good evening, Mazi, Kelechi. Thank you. Unstoppable Movement TV. Good to have you here. Of course, always also, you're always here also. Thank you so much for joining. Now, it's very interesting to know the things that are happening, in our midst, the things that are happening in Biafra land, the things that are happening, all around us. We, it's been very interesting because one of the interesting facts of this thing is that these people claim to actually be in control, especially those in Zama people and their e-frogs. They claim to always be in charge of the movement that Mazi Namdekano is against. Has ordained them to continue to push this thing, through their devious ways. Mazi Namdekano likes them the way they are. Mazi Namdekano likes the way they have gone contrary to the movement and gone contrary to the fact of freedom. And they want to make us believe that Mazi Namdekano likes it that way. And funny enough, we see that Biafrans are very reasonable. We are very intelligent people. And of course, we know what is true. We know the heart of Mazi Namdekano, and we know how to go about every action, every act that comes. Everybody who takes an action, we know whether this falls in place with Mazi Namdekano or not. That is why you see that everything that Mazi Simon Ekpa have been doing is right the facts, in the heart of Mazi Namdekano. Now, interestingly, also you come to understand that the activities these days of these evil people are so surprising that you begin to wonder if they truly have ever loved Mazi Namdekano before. Obviously, you'll see that the activities have been contrary to the fact of to prove that you love Mazi Namdekano. When you love someone, you know how you behave to them, you know how you respond to them. But obviously, we have seen that these people actually hated this man to the core. They actually hated Mazi Namdekano to the core. Their actions, their inactions, their reactions, their behavior towards Mazi Simon Ekpa, everything proves this fact. And it is interesting, to know this, that these people are actually displaying this. But anyways, they have to, because it is all they can do and all they can offer. And today is evident history, but we're not going to be looking at history because this week is our sit at home. So we're going to be using each of the programs to actually analyze the facts of what is coming. And Ugozi Amaka, thank you. Good evening, Mazi Kelechi. Thank you so much, Ugozi. Good to see your message. As always, good to have you here. Thank you so much. And of course, please endeavor to send a message if you're here, so I know you are here too. It's very, very important, because when I see your message, I know that yes, such person is watching, and I can say yes, thank you so much for watching. So now let's go straight to the basic fact. Now, you know that the dragon flag has been lifted everywhere around, dragon flag and all of that, and we're keep lifting and all of that. But interestingly, we see that these Nzama people are so desperate to make sure that they actually fight the freedom that Mazi Namdekano has ordained through the autopilot that he himself ordained, and also by the countdown that he himself ordained. We see evidently that these people actually want to fight Mazi Namdekano, fight him to a standstill, and fight everything he represents, and make sure that they destroy everything Mazi Namdekano have set. And so now they have decided now that they want to begin to fight the flag. They now want to fight flag. Dr. Joy Irobi. Okay, Irobi, thank you so much, Dr. Joy. This is the first time I'm seeing your message. I guess you're always watching, but this is the first time you send a message, or you've sent once before. So I think I can't remember now. Thank you so much for your message. Thank you so much. And Mike Dame, Nzama PLC. Yes, Mike, those guys are very funny. You see, when you begin to, the truth about it is that when the devil possesses the heart of people, when people decide to do evil, they begin to behave foolishly. And that is what we have been seeing in the lives of these Nzama and their e-frogs, And, it's very, very interesting to note anyways. But as I always say that we actually require to have enemies so that we can actually tell how strong we are. There's no way you can talk about how strong we are without you confronting an enemy that fights you. In fact, without engaging in a fight, you can't prove that you're strong. Without engaging in obstacles, you can't prove that you are smart and wise, because obstacles help you plan and design concepts to free yourself. Fights help you to prove that you're strong. So when you meet fight, when you confront someone, or someone confronts you and you begin a fight, you can now tell how strong you can be and how strong you are. And of course, and when you meet obstacles in your way to trying to fulfill or carry out a task, you can now tell how smart and how intelligent you are, because that is when we see how creative you are in designing your concept to free yourself and to get yourself out of that situation. And that is what it is. So we enjoy the fight. We enjoy how they come to fight us. We enjoy how they fight against them. And interestingly, every step we take the fight, we discover that they keep losing. And the funny thing here is that they don't even, they are not ashamed. They don't even sit back to reason and say, why is it that what we are doing is not actually bringing these people down? If it's not bringing them down, it simply means that something is wrong somewhere, and you are going to, because the more they keep doing it, the more they are going down. Now they want to begin to fight the Biafra flag. They want to start going to the places where the flags are to try to bring them down. But we are telling them, if you see those flags there, they are mounted there by the spirit of Biafra. Yes, we know that human beings hung them there, but let me tell you, those flags are representing the spirit of Biafra, and those flags are hung there by the spirit of Biafra using human vessels. If you attempt to bring those flags down, your life will go for it. Let them just know that if you attempt to bring down any flag, your life will go for it. And let me tell you, during the sit at home that is coming on the 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, more flags will go up. We tell this in Zama people, we don't shout, we are not violent, but we tell you, if you attempt to bring down any flag, your life will go for it. Because when you bring it down, you are saying to us that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is fraud. It's a fraud. You are telling us that the lifting of the Biafra flag, which Mazi Nnamdi Kanu wished to actualize by raising the dragon flag, and he said, until Biafra comes, this flag will not go down. And if you think that you will bring down the Biafra flag, which Mazi Nnamdi Kanu desires to go up because of the dragon flag that have been lifted, if you think that you are going to bring that flag down, your life will go for it. We're not joking. We're not hiding it. We're telling you here that if you decide, to go for the flag, your life will go for it. It's a promise. So just know, if you're an e-frog or an agent of the e-frogs or the Nzama PLC company, you just know that you are actually, of course, PLC is still company, so I don't need to say PLC company, the Nzama PLC. And let me read what Mbadiwe has said here. Mbadiwe have said here. No nation becomes independent without war, because the enemies will not want to leave you. They not want to free you. Nobody wants to give you what is yours except you take it by force. And that is what we're doing. That is why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu raised the dragon flag. The dragon flag simply means force. I don't know why I don't understand how dull these people are, these Nzama people. You don't understand what dragon flag means. Do you know what dragon means? And again, tomorrow I want to, you just brought something to my mind. I've seen many people talking about dragon. Some are telling Mazi Nnamdi and Simon Ekpa to change the name dragon. They tell you that dragon represents Satan, dragon represents evil, and all of that. But tomorrow I'm going to make an analysis on the dragon and all of that. So tomorrow, watch out for the analysis. It's going to be critical here, 1 p.m. Biafra time. We're going to be talking about the issue of the dragon. I'm going to be explaining to the people. I wanted to actually do a write-up, but I didn't have the time to do a write-up to send it on social media. But I'm going to try to do that write-up at the same time and send it on social media. But I'm going to be explaining the concept of the dragon so that people can understand when animals are used or some stuff are used or creatures are used, you don't begin to think that these creatures are actually... No, I will explain all of these details. I don't want to go into that detail now because I don't want to actually begin to teach that. I will do it tomorrow. I'm going to narrate the issue on the Tide of Affairs tomorrow. I'm going to narrate the issue of the dragon. So those of you who are saying to Mazi Simon Ekpa to change the name, you don't know, you're just walking in ignorance, because that shouldn't even be a problem to you. I don't know, but anyways, I don't expect everybody to know everything at a particular time, or sometimes we may not know some stuff, the implication of some stuff, or what some stuff represents. That is why sometimes we take action. But I won't blame those who are sincerely saying it anyways, who are sincerely saying to him, change that name. I won't blame them, but I'll just educate them, to understand what dragon actually represents, And so please get prepared for tomorrow, 1 p.m. Biafra time on Tide of Affairs. You're going to hear the story of the dragon and know what the dragon represents. Now, those who do not know this did not fight for freedom. Respect comes after fighting. Now, there's something about fighting that is natural. There's something about fighting. Even a newborn baby born fights. I don't know if you see a baby coming into a world, the baby feels some stuff and the baby reacts. That's a kind of fight. And when you see some sickness come to grip your baby and your baby is struggling and all of that, that's also fight. And interestingly, your body cells, everything about us is fight. Do you know how many cells in your body die every day? Because they fight this they act as they fight some diseases in your body. And as they fight these white blood cells and all of that, as they fight these diseases, some of them die along the line. Now, and when they die, some are reproduced. So when you talk about the concept of fighting is natural with life, because fighting helps to bring improvement, change, and transformation. Fighting actually approves of purpose, because you can't eliminate fighting from seeking something important or going after purpose. So when we see people who fight those who are fighting to get their freedom, of those who are fighting to help them also get their freedom, we discover something. They are totally ignorant. Fighting is basic of life, because even your body fights every day. Do you know how many diseases that would have brought you down today, that your antibodies and all of that are fighting your white blood cells, fighting those diseases to make sure you stay alive? Do you know how many your body fights? Everything around you is fighting. Everything around you is fighting, because you must fight and win at a particular time to grow, to increase, to improve, to get up. Those who improve in knowledge, they fight ignorance. When you fight ignorance, you improve in knowledge. But when you refuse to fight ignorance, you stay where you are and you don't grow. So we must understand the basis of this. And it is very, very factual, so that people can begin to understand, the facts of the things that are going on. So thank you, by the way, for this message, because that's prompted something on my mind, talking about fighting. So when people say, why are you cussing? I'm going to go straight very soon into the analysis of yesterday's confrontation against Mazi Ekpa by those, some of those people in that Dr. Damage's program, and some of, oh Lord have mercy. I thought, see, when you see people in media sometimes come to post, people always want to show themselves everywhere. You just think that they are intelligent. And when you hear them speak, I was feeling very ashamed when most of them were asking questions. There's one Dominic, one Rudolph, one H.O. They were just asking questions, and I was feeling ashamed. How can you just come and disgrace yourself in the presence of over 70 million people and the world at large? Because everybody, everywhere in the world, people are watching Mazi Ekpa, so they know he's in that program, so they want to come and watch. And people came there to disgrace themselves, to prove that they are not intelligent. How can that? Why should all of these things they were raising yesterday be a question to ask? Oh Lord have mercy. We're going to go into that stuff. Let me just go to the next message by Badiwe says, before defunct children of Israel became independent, they fought with Egypt. The Most High fought for them, and nation of Israel was birthed. Now, even God himself keeps fighting till date. And you don't know, he fights your battles for you. He said the battle is the Lord's. He fights your battles. Jesus will soon come back, and he's going to fight the Antichrist to restore order on earth and bring about a new earth that we will inherit. There must be a fight, and the Lord himself will fight that battle. So those of you who are actually I don't know how much more you need to learn, but anyways, I just want to be just want to, when people are blinded with the fact of their wicked, devious minds, they tend to actually, I hope I'm not too fast, because I'm just trying these days to try to be slow so that I can pass the message to everybody and everybody can understand. So please, if I am too fast, let me know. I'm somebody who speaks fast. So I've been trying in my broadcast to try to be slow, but so that people can get the message well. So I'm trying, please. When I'm going too fast, just tell me so that I can just calm down, and then all of that. So the fight is basic. I don't know. Today you have fought. Today you have going to work. Today you are trying to fight some stuff that is trying to make you go hungry. You are trying to fight some stuff that will hit you. So you want to deal with some circumstances or to solve some problems. That is a fight. We all fight. And when the fight becomes tough, you understand that there are some things that are making this fight tough, especially when the fight shouldn't actually cause you some damages and some destruction. When you know that you are supposed to gain some stuff. For instance, the reason why you are struggling today, if you're in the zoo or you're in Africa, is because you have a system, a structure that is programmed by humans who are mentally deranged. Now, do you know that most people who rule nations today are mentally deranged? Most governments of nations today are mentally deranged. How do we explain Africa with all the numerous resources, with the human resources, the mineral resources, natural resources, and everything, the resources we have, and yet we're hungry? How do you explain such situation? And yet people say they are independent nation. They say they want to rule people, they want to govern people, they want to be voted for. They come with manifestos, beautiful manifesto. They speak. In fact, there was a time I listened to, when the president of Ghana wanted to come in his first term, he spoke in, I've forgotten the university in America. He spoke in that university and he was speaking. Oh Lord have mercy. The speech was so much that the people the applause was so, the ovation, the standing ovation and everything was so marvelous. And we were thinking that in the next 8 years, Ghana would have become, oh Lord have mercy, Ghana would have become like something else that we have not seen anytime soon in Africa. But today in Ghana, the inflation rate is about 170%. It's horrible. You know why? Because it is good. It is interesting. It is interesting to understand that humans love to say things, just to say things because of their selfish interest, not because they actually mean well, for other people. In Africa, because slavery, the slave masters have taught the people to actually think selfish. First, think of self before you think of any other person. And in fact, the more you want to think of other persons, think of self. In fact, the more you want to think of other persons, you are thinking of self. So it becomes a critically selfish design. Today, Africa is suffering, and yet we are fighting. Now, you keep going to work every day. You stay in traffic. You go and everything. The work, the whole effort you put in every day, you are paid a stipend. That stipend does not measure with, at least, we're not saying they're paying you, that should be anywhere in the world, anybody's paid the best anyways. We're not saying that. But at least something that is averagely good to take care of you and to solve some basic problems that you need. The fight continues because you keep struggling. And now the fight becomes critical because there are obstacles. So what do you do when you meet a fight and there are obstacles? What you do is you take care of the obstacles so that the fight will be easier. That's what you do. There are obstacles. For instance, if you are called to fight in the wrestling, and you have to fight in the cage, and the cage is put, and you are put in there with your opponent, the person you're going to fight with, and then you find out that you are holding a bottle of champagne, and you're supposed to be fighting. That bottle of champagne is an obstacle. What you do is you look for a way of discarding that bottle of champagne because it's going to restrict you from fighting well. That is what the slavery that we are fighting now is doing to us. The struggles, which are regular fights, normal fights in life, like meeting our daily needs, fulfilling our life purposes, and all of that, are fights. But the obstacle here is like that bottle of champagne in the person's hands. The obstacle here is that the British, the Fulanis, and all of that have put us in a situation where we cannot fight well. Because we are supposed to fight well and meet the needs that we have daily, but we don't have the opportunities to fight well. And so we now have to struggle in this regard. We now have to struggle because we struggle because we actually have, it's just like somebody who's to go to a good fight and you are putting on one kind of weave on or something, or a kind of hair where the opponents can hold you there and hold you so strongly, or you are putting on a kind of jacket or suit or something that will restrict you from fighting well. You need to remove them. Be free to fight well. But these restrictions are like the struggle we have to go through because the British and the Fulanis have put us in that situation. What do we have to do? We have to throw away the distractions, take away the obstacles so that we can face the fight and win the battle. Because it's all about battles anyways. Because the fight, we have lots of battles making up the war, that we fight every day in life. So that is the basic thing. The obstacle we have to getting the best things we can get in life through our fights, our daily fights, is the slavery we have found ourselves. It's the slavery we have found ourselves in the contraption called Nigeria. That is an obstacle. Because the fight you should fight is a fight you can win. The fight of meeting your daily needs, meeting your purpose in life, carrying out your activities, having funds and all of that to meet up with ideas and concepts that come to your mind and to set up businesses and all of that. You need a good fight to get them sorted. And the fight is what you can win by strategic planning. But when you have obstacles, like holding a bottle of champagne, rather than going into the fight, you are having an obstacle. And the rule here is that you drop everything that is going to restrict you to get the fight right. That is what is happening to us. And that is what we want to get rid of. Don't these idiots understand? Don't these Zama people, or these frogs and all these caliphate and their stooges and the British don't understand this? You can't stop us from taking what belongs to us. You can't stop us from engaging the fight, just like in your nations. You have removed the obstacles. America removed the obstacles. Or the obstacle. Britain was the obstacle because they were not independent. They fought to get that independence. They removed the obstacle. You need to fight to discard the obstacle, and then you face your fight. Today, they are talking about jobs. And in fact, Biden posted about some days ago, 3 days or 4 days ago, that they have over 500,000 jobs now, suddenly, created, and people and all of that, talking about 2-point-something million jobs created so far in his administration and all of that. How did that happen? Because they discarded the distractions. They removed the distraction. Britain was a distraction. It was restricting them to plan well. For them to plan well, they need to discard off the slavery burden on them. And that is how they fought the British and gained independence. Oh my God. Let me read on. This woman's speech surprised me with her disability. She is there calling Mazi MSC evil and wicked. Can you imagine that woman with clutch vomiting nonsense? That's HO, right? And Victor Martins. Yeah, you are bringing me to the fact of what I want to discuss today. Now you're bringing my mind to that. But before I go into that, let me just read other messages so that I know what is on your mind. Exactly. Okay, Mike is saying exactly too. And by the way, that is it. We have Goeze Amaka is say. Yeah, so amen to that prayer that I made initially about our freedom and all of that, and the people who are actually going to trying to pull the flags down. Your end will go with those flags. When you pull down a flag, your life will go for it. Whether you like it or not, just know it is said and it will happen. They want freedom with butter and bread. They are not serious. That's what you want to say, Mike Damiat, right? You want to say they are not serious. I don't know how people want to get freedom from scavengers, from marauders, from evil people, from people who are coming with knives to cut your neck. You want to get freedom from them, and you think they are going to come put it on your table when they're already cutting your neck because you're asking for freedom. Even before you ask for freedom, they're already cutting your neck. Hausas, are they asking for freedom? The middle belt people, are they asking for freedom? They're cutting their necks. You know why? They are not comfortable or satisfied with the fact that they are stealing from you. No, it is not what they want. They want to still put you under them, steal from you very, very well, and steal from you very well, so that even the little that you're getting from what they're stealing from you and giving you, you will not get it at all. They want to control everything. They are coming deadly. They are buying weapons, using the money from your land to buy weapons and all of that. And yet, you are fighting. Oh my God. Aubrey's Dishes. Shalom, shalom, everyone. Kelechi, thank you so much, Aubrey's Dishes. Thank you for the message. Do they want freedom without a price? It doesn't happen. It can't happen. Even a little child knows that there's a price, to pay. Only the autopiloted IPB have listened and were able to code MNK message so far. Biafra must be free by all costs, and water is the code. Sit at home is the key. Thank you so much, Ahaya. You just made a point. Sit at home. I mean, water is the code. Sit at home is the key. Good. It's one of the keys anyway. Sit at home is one of the keys because we have other keys, or other features which which are actually is on the keys. The key has so many features. We have the key, which is the water, and of course the code is the key, and then we have the features of the key. Sit at home is one of the features of that key, and so that is it. There was even war in heaven. That's so. If they don't know that, they should go and read Isaiah chapter 14. They will know that and there was war in heaven. And of course go and read Ezekiel 28. And then they will know there was a war in heaven. So people are just just being stupid when they begin to fight those who are. They just want to fight for their belly. I posted something today on Twitter, and I said some people are just afraid of freedom. They just want to be comfortable and making money in their servitude, and making the little money they can make that is less of what they can fully get when they are free, and by making the money, and at the same time being free to do what they want to do in their own nation, free to actually execute projects, and free to be free. They don't want it because they are scared of freedom. Freedom is, they have had this mindset of slavery, so to the point where freedom becomes like a burden. Freedom becomes like a threat to their little expectations in the realm, because they have lost hope of the future. They feel that being bound and being in servitude is actually critical to the only way they can survive and the only way they can stay strong. And if they attempt to go for freedom, it's either their life goes or they lost everything. They lose everything they have. As foolish as they are, Mike, food is her problem. That woman, we're going to talk about her. I think the name is H.O. Now, Sonny Ibe says, good work. God bless you, sir. Thank you so much, Sonny. God bless you too. Thanks so much. Yesterday's program, where Simon was interrogated, was an exhibition of stupidity. I say interrogated, but I call it a confrontation. Anyways, yes, but it's an interrogation. Anyways, they were interrogating him, and stupidly too. That's Dr. Damages. Rudolph Okonkwo is an irritating. Is so irritating. It's unbelievable. The worst fool is one who pretends to be wise. Now, one of the things that surprised me is that I was surprised that, when you see people have followers and all of that, making posts on social media, sometimes you might discover that they are so empty. It's so surprising to me that that's Dr. is in Ajaere Damages, so-called Ajaere Damages. Is so empty. He was asking a question of food. Before that woman started talking about food, he was asking a question of staying for out there for 1 week, and the people staying indoors, and whether Mazi Ekpa is not thinking of how terrible and that would be for them, how they could cope and all of that. And I don't know why such kind of question should even arise in the first place. It is so surprising that these kinds of questions can arise from people you expect to know better, but so much so we know that in life surprises spring up, and all of that. So when surprises spring up, you just have to understand that not everybody. Good evening, Mazi, Kelechi, Ego. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for joining. It came from exactly my brother. Let me see the message that came from posted. I think I didn't read it. Did I read it? He says, at this moment, we don't care about what anybody said in how we want to liberate ourselves from Nigeria. Those guys yesterday, just empty vessels, talk about what they feel they know nothing about. Their discussion yesterday, their talk yesterday was so stupid, was so empty, and was so disappointing. And of course, we know that our freedom does not desire. We don't even demand anybody's opinion about what we're doing about our freedom. We are determined to be free, and nothing they say can. I just love the way Mazi Ekpa was able to handle those people in the way he should handle them, and he handled them very well. And in fact, it was so interesting because he needed to handle them that way, because their questions were too stupid, and especially the other the Dominic, the Rudolph, the one man, this the Oduduwa man that is trying to tell us that he doesn't even know the number of days he has been abroad. He's been there, he has forgotten. You see, he's losing the count of history, because he doesn't even know, because that's what the impression he's giving us. We don't care whether he knows and he's trying to hide it. As much as what he was saying, it simply means he doesn't know how long he has been there. He's saying how long. He's been long, and he's been long. And you've been long being in a foreign land, and your land is being ravaged by Fulanis. And yet it's been long being in a foreign land, and because of your selfishness and greed and self-centeredness, you don't care what happens to your people out there. You don't care if they are cutting their necks. You don't care what is going on with them. You just want to be in the foreign land and continue to be in the foreign land. And like the attitude of Hezekiah when he took the Babylonians to the temple and showed them the beauty of the temple, showed them the vessels of the temple. And the Lord said to him through the prophet and said to him, why did you take these people to what did you do to this? What did you show them? He said, oh, I showed them the beauty of the temple. And God said, because of what you have done, the Babylonians will come and conquer your territory, break down Jerusalem, break the walls, destroy the temple, take the vessels, and all of that. Do you know what Hezekiah said? Hezekiah said, oh, and the Lord said now, when the Lord told him through the prophet that this is going to happen, he's going to destroy the temple, he's going to do this, Jerusalem will be destroyed, and the people will be taken into slavery. But it will not happen in his time, it will happen after his time. And you know what Hezekiah said? Oh my God. He said, thank God, oh, it's not going to happen in my time. So in my time, I'm going to enjoy my time. And then when my time finishes, let the next generation face it. I mean, oh Lord have mercy. When I read that, of course, the Bible tells us that Hezekiah was a good man. He did what was right in the sight of God. But yet, he had this self-centeredness that he didn't care that his actions or his action is bringing curse on his on posterity or his generation to come. But yet he felt comfortable enjoying his time and letting his generation face the curse from what he has done wrong. That is what most of these people are doing. Mazi, Sam, and Ekpa totally flawed all of them. Yes, very well. He treated them, he put them rightly in the position they should be. I am baffled with the situation of the atmosphere. The same person they said he's not is now the neglected small pot that quench fire. No matter how you hide the truth from people, it will shine. That is just the fact, my brother. That is just the fact. And in fact, by that fact, anyways, we hear that one Nigerian, one of their mainstream newspaper is posting Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said that the sit at home is flawed. The sit at home is it's not from him. It's criminal. It's from criminals and all of that. I don't understand. You see, these people are so funny. When you hear such kinds of things. Now, this is the same Mazi Nnamdi Kanu who told us that he is so excited that Tampolo and Co could seize a ship. Could seize a ship for his sake because he was in the dungeon. He was excited that Tampolo and Co could seize a ship on his behalf because he was in the dungeon. He was excited that they were causing mayhem in the riverine area. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was excited, and he said because of their action, he has decided to make sure that the liberation is total. He's not going to take anything less. He's not going to take the issue of the 5 states. He's going to take a total liberation. He's going to go for total liberation. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said it. He is going to make sure that everybody is liberated. But yet, these ones are coming to tell us now that the same Mazi Nnamdi Kanu who was so excited about such kind of action, do you know what it means to hijack a ship? Tampolo and his team hijacked a ship for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and he came out of dungeon. He was excited. Now they are telling us that same Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is talking against sit at home, not even a hijacking of a ship. Their mainstream newspaper can carry that kind of news to say that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu says those people who are doing this are criminals. Oh, Lord have mercy. That thing doesn't sell. That kind of narrative doesn't sell. It doesn't sell. We are too smart. We are wiser. We are intelligent. For God's sake, Nigeria Caliphate. What is wrong with all these media people? What is wrong with all these Zama and E-frogs? Why do you bring this kind of funny narratives to us? Play smart. If you want to counter our smartness and our intelligence, bring something smarter. Don't bring not all this petty. Tell us Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is saying that sit at home. We shouldn't sit at home. How? When Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was excited that ship was hijacked for his sake, and because of that he vowed that he's not going to take the 5 states they were offering him. He's now going to make sure that the whole territory of Biafra is rescued because people hijacked ship when he was in the dungeon. Now you're coming to tell me that he's angry for sit at home. We're not hijacking ship yet. We are not hijacking ship yet. You are telling me that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said that when you don't find me, destroy the zoo. You are telling me that sit at home. Somebody who says destroy the zoo when you don't find me is now telling you that sit at home is dangerous to him and he's not approving of it. Does it make sense to these idiots? Is it that they don't understand? Is it that people just are so daft that they are, well, I don't blame them anyways. When you find people in the realm of lies, everything looks like real because they are so stupid. They become so stupid. How can you tell me that, for instance, my father comes to tell me, see, I'm going to so place. If I don't return, please carry out this action. Make sure that these people, I'm going to meet so people. Make sure you deal with their family. And then he now goes, I wait for him for 1 week, 2 weeks. I didn't see him. And I learned that those people have captured him there. And he said that in case he doesn't come, I should do this. What do you think I'm going to, and then they send a message from the same evil people who are holding him now sends a message to tell me that he's telling you that you guys should just calm down. And you guys should just not do anything. You know, that thing, whatever you think he has said before does not count now because he's been captured. So now that he's been captured, it's now time to calm down. So you are telling us now that Mazi Nnamdi actually allowed himself to get into trouble with the preaching of decision to free the people or the zoo will burn. Now he's captured because of his words. Now that he's captured, that is when he now wants to back down. It doesn't make sense. If he doesn't know the implication of what he is doing, then he wouldn't have done it. He knows that the implication is that he might get into trouble. And he said, if I get into trouble, burn down the zoo. He also said that he's doing this, he will sacrifice anything sacrificable, which means he knows the implication of what he is doing. Based on the fact that he knows the implication, he knows that the implication might even cost him his life. And so he tells you what to do when you don't find him. The main focus of his mind is freedom. And the reason, the tactics to achieve this freedom, he raised the dragon flag. He also formed the ESN. What is the implication of raising the dragon flag? It simply means that you are decided and you are battle ready. What is the reason for forming the ESN? Because you know that it is a fight. It is a fight, and you have to kill these people because they have come with death. Now you're telling me that he's telling you to calm down so that you can continue to kill the people he actually is in the dungeon to save. So now that he's in the dungeon and you are telling me now that he's telling them to calm down, what you are indirectly telling us now is that Mazi Nnamdi has decided to give up the mandate. Now, if he has decided to give up the mandate, why haven't you released him? Because the reason why you kept him there is because he is insisting on freedom. Now, if you are telling me that he's now telling us to calm down, not to do anything, not to seek for our freedom, not to sit out to get our freedom, not to fight with it, to dissolve ESN and to get everything done, why are you still keeping him? Because if you are keeping him, it simply means that you are keeping him because he's still insisting on the reason why you took him. If he has repented, so-called repentance, if he has repented from what made you took him, then keeping him means something. That means there's something you're hiding. Because if he has repented, you would have freed him. Because now he's a changed man. You would have freed him to come out to tell us that, please, everyone, please, I'm no more part of this thing. That's what you would have done. But now you keep him there and you tell us now he's against it at home. Why would you keep him there and tell us he's against it at home? You can't keep him there making us believe that he has changed for the worse. Because if Mazi Nnamdi changes from what he has been preaching, that means he has changed for the worse. That means he has decided to support the Fulanis. That means he has decided to be a Fulani that he hates with dread. I mean, with much hatred, not dread, with so much hatred, with passion. Mazi Nnamdi has now repented and has told the line of the Fulanis and have decided to adopt Nigeria that he has preached about for years, giving details of why Nigeria cannot be. Now he has decided to become a one Nigerian. Why not free him and give him his passport and tell him, okay, now we'll give you a new passport. You destroyed the other one when you were backsliding. Now you have repented. This is your passport. You call him by national TV. You say, Buhari, that so-called masked man there, you call him on national TV and let everybody, so that everybody will know that, yes, things have changed. You put him there. You say, the Buhari will come and announce, give a, what they call their emergency state of the nation broadcast. My people, fellow Nigerians, my people, Nnamdi Kanu has repented, and because he has repented, we want to present him to you people, so that you people will see that he has repented. And then, of course, we want to give him honor and give him honor of the Niger GOON, or what the OON, whatever you call it. And then we give him the international first vote. He has destroyed the international first vote before. We want to give him another international first vote. You come and tell us that's your garbage. You keep him there and you're making us believe that he has changed. Why are you keeping somebody who has changed when he has now become part of you? That tells us that he is still insisting on freedom. That tells us that he's still fighting for freedom. That is why you're holding him. So any narrative you bring now does not hold. We are smart. We are wise. And look at those idiots in that broadcast. Look at that woman, H.O., talking about food. Such people in the US, where she says she is, we never heard her voice when lockdown was there. We never heard her voice when Fulanis killing people in Delta State, the so-called Delta State that is Biafra that she's talking about, the same place that is Biafra. We never heard her voice. She never said anything. She's now coming to tell us that because you know, these idiots, you know one thing about them, they always select people they can talk to, because they know that Mazi, you know, is somebody that can. Now they know it's that Mazi is somebody they can just talk to and they will get away with it. Can she talk the way she's talking to Shekau? I don't know whether Shekau is late. According to them, they say he has died. Or to maybe one of these killers, maybe the late Buhari or any of them. Can she come on and pick up and speak? Why are you killing my people in Delta? Delta is Nigeria. We love Nigeria. Can she do that? Because she knows that they can just talk to Mazi and Ekpa, because they know we are peace-loving people. And that is why we are fighting, because we are peace-loving people. Do you know what it means to initiate peace or to get peace? You need to fight. You don't talk about peace without talking about a war. Because we are peace-loving people, that is why we are fighting. Because the killers are actually coming with blood, with the sword, seeking to take off our heads and spill our blood. So if they are coming in that format, you engage them in that format. That is bringing peace, because you need to engage them in that regard to actually bring peace. You can't bring peace by preaching peace to them, because they are coming with a weapon that will take your life. So for you to get peace, you have to take their life, because they have come for your life. You take their life, and once you take their life, you have removed that risk. You have removed that danger. You have cut off that danger, and now you are in the right frame of mind to have your peace. Tell this in Zama people. So all of them saying IPOB is a peaceful movement, they should understand what that peace represents. IPOB is a peaceful movement, and that is why we are fighting. Why you go to work is you make that fight. That work you're going to is for you to get food in the house. That is where the peace is. If you don't bring food in the house, there will be chaos in your house. So you need to go out there and fight to get the food in your house. That is the fight, and that is the peace. What else do you want to know? Look at the HO. She said, if you don't provide food for them, you are evil, you are wicked. For God's sake, has she come online to tell those people who heed the COVID palliatives, to tell them that they are evil? And who told her that when you are fighting for your freedom, you start providing food for people? Who told her that? And who told her that people only buy food stuff for one day in their houses? The food stuff they buy is just for one day. That after that one day, the food finishes. I don't know, people buy little Gary and keep in the house, or they buy little stuff and keep in the house. Let me just assume now, in that Delta State, if the Fulanis have come now and they invade that place, and everybody, all of those people are in the bushes, who will be talking about food stuff? Why is food her problem? Do you know why? The food is not the problem. Her problem is the action, the envy. You can feel it in her voice. Evil people, envious people. I don't know whether I should remove this cap, but I love wearing it when I'm talking, so that it will make me, because it's blocking, it's causing a shadow. Maybe I should remove it. Envious people. envious people. They are envious of Mazi Simon Ekpa. If you listen to her voice well, you will feel the envy. It would have been nice, maybe somebody close to her is doing all of this, she will support. But the fact that it's Simon Ekpa, they can't just understand. They don't want to understand it. And she's talking as if she is defending a land that is not Biafra. She said, leave Delta State alone. What is, who are you? Who is that HO? Look at that one they call Dominic. Look at that one they call Rodolph. Even the damages himself. I thought these guys had something upstairs. This same old narrative of the people have been sitting at home, you know, the people, it will be a more burden on them and all of that. And they claim, and you know, when Mazi Simon Ekpa was asking Rudolph also, was it Dominic and all of that about the other one said, is it Dominic that talked about Canada? He knows the history of Canada, and asking Rudolph of America, he knows the history of America. You see this people blabbing, and they couldn't even place it. They couldn't even place the history, the so-called history, the little history they know, which is not even. If you look at how they were talking, you know that they don't even know much. They couldn't even place that with the knowledge of what is. They don't even know how to balance history and now. They don't even know that history must have a representation in today's action for you to rewrite history for tomorrow's lesson. They don't understand this fact. So how do you relate history to what is happening now so that you can have a better position to write a better history for now, against tomorrow? They don't have any idea. They came there, blabbed, misbehaved, wasted Mazi Simon Ekpa's time for 50-something minutes, and just wasted that. If I had called him on phone and we are chatting, just chatting anything and laughing for that 50-something minutes, it would have been better, because they just wasted his time. Anyways, it was good for people to see the foolishness in these people. It is good. It is good that it happened. At least Biafrans can, and other people who are intelligent can now see that these people. Sorry, it's getting dark, so, and the light in here is not that very sharp, so the picturesque and all of that will not be that clear. You know, so now you can see emptiness. All these people so empty. Now it's funny because even that question that Rudolph asked, there's something what's his name now? Dr. Damage asked. He said, Nigeria that made you. Is it the Damage that asked that question or something? Oh Lord have mercy. How can somebody talk about Nigeria making somebody? How? How did Nigeria make anybody? Thank God for Mazi Simon Ekpa. How can Nigeria make you? How? In the first place, Nigeria does not have the ability to make anybody, because Nigeria is not even a nation. 2, Nigeria created crisis that destabilized the nations within, and the people within were struggling or are still struggling to actually make themselves to make Nigeria. Now, do you know what is happening now? The people are struggling to make Nigeria so that they can make themselves. That is what is happening with Nigeria. Nobody, in a normal situation, in a normal nation, the people make themselves to make the nation. But in the context of Nigeria, you try to make Nigeria to make yourself. That's why they keep telling you to be faithful, loyal, and honest. To fight. You keep fighting for Nigeria. You are fighting for the unity. We must be united. You'll be struggling to keep things together. But that is what Nigeria has made people. Nigeria, you struggle to make Nigeria before you can make yourself. And the truth about it is that you can't make Nigeria. That is why people die, Richard. That's why people die anyhow. That's why the rate of death is so much. That is why things are happening badly, because people channel their energy in trying to make Nigeria. But in other nations, people make themselves better to make the nation, because the nation is already established. And since they already have a nation, their nation will be better when they are better. But in the Nigeria situation, Nigeria is not a nation. So you cannot make yourself, because you are trying to make Nigeria a nation, which it is not, and it doesn't have the characteristics to become a nation. So you keep fighting to make Nigeria before trying to make yourself. Before you end up fighting for a fertile fight, because no matter how you fight, you cannot make Nigeria. So tell that Dr. Damages, or he calls himself whatever. Tell him that question is a dumb question. Saying that Nigeria made him. How? Everybody who is in Nigeria now is trying to make Nigeria. That is why they keep struggling. Because they want to make Nigeria. And there's no way you can make Nigeria. Because Nigeria does not have the facilities or the features to be made. Because as I told you, before anything you can call anything a nation, it needs to have a cultural tie. Every nation is designed by culture and traditions. So since Nigeria does not have a central culture, it cannot be made. So people keep fighting to make it. To make that Nigeria. Because it is only a nation that helps you to be better. So what you do is that when you have a nation, already you are bound with common ties and cultural and values and all of that. Then you begin to work, and the things you do begin to better the nation. But in the context of Nigeria, you don't have a national status. So what you do is that you keep fighting to keep that narrative, to make Nigeria feel like a nation, which it cannot. And so you struggle all your life trying to make it, keep it fit. That is why people are dying. That is why Fulanis are cutting people's necks. That is why they are killing people. I'm going to round off here because I don't want to make it too long. Tomorrow, I'm going to continue this narrative. I'm going to make it more explosive. I'm going to go more into the depth of analysis of these guys, of the yesterday's confrontation and interrogation. And then I'm going to talk about the meaning of the word dragon. Those of you who are saying Mazi should change that name dragon, those who want to bring that kind of distraction, I'm going to talk about the word dragon so that you will understand that's dragon and the figurative expression, and what it means and all of that. So I'm going to talk about that very, very well tomorrow. So that's those who actually are distracting us with the issue of Mazi change that name, they will understand what it means, and all of that. Good evening, Margaret Ijogwe. Thank you so much for joining, and I appreciate you for joining. Mr. Dazen says, I'm surprised that the one man was part of that panel. That one man, okay, was part of that panel, forgetting that his Oduduwa homeland is under siege and his people are refugees in Benin Republic. You see, that man, I'll talk more of him tomorrow because that man is just a comedian. Ekpa gave them hot pepper yesterday. Margaret Ijogwe, yes, very well, he gave them hot pepper. And I'm going to analyze more on this tomorrow and then bring out points from it. Victor Martin said, Mazi is fire. Those guys can never invite Mazi for any interview again. That's it. They can never invite him for any interview again at all. They can never. This powerless needs to be dealt with, even if you're for Phoenicia. They are irrelevant, so they're going to be dealt with, and at the right time, their time is coming. The gospel truth. Chris Aji says, the gospel truth. Yes, that's it. That's it. And from Margaret Ijogwe, those criminals are only covering their fraud act because of money they collected from the politicians. That's all. That's it. That's what they are doing, and we know all of that, and we are standing tall to actually bring them down to where they belong, because they don't have a place in what we're doing now. If Mazi Nnamdi Kanu did not give, when they killed his parents, more than 28 young men, Ikonso, etc., is it now that he will give up? You can imagine. That's the critical question. Now that he has lost his parents, he said now that he sacrificed his parents for this. Then he will now come and tell us, everybody calm down. Oh Lord, these people are comedians. Noelin says, remember, sense of reason left them long time ago. Of course, very long time ago, it left them, so they're not part of the whole thing we're doing. They are lost. Remember that sense of reason from Noelin again. I think I posted it before, and so MK will never ever give up freedom for his Biafrans. Never ever. Ego when yes, correct. MK can never do that. Gumi is True Biafrans, that's Gumi stuff is from Mike Dame. So Godwin says, true Biafrans have know exactly what's really coming out from Oyendo. God bless true Biafran autopilot, sorry. God bless Mazi Samanepa and Mazi Namdekanu. He say, thank you so much, Godwin, for that submission. From Akachuku Okike Biama says, good evening, Mazi. Thank you so much, Akachuku. Good to have you today again. And of course, from Market to Jogo. Exactly. Like, yes. Exactly the point you are making. So please, as you said, like the Fulanis are lying. And Egon one will say, they will never cheat us again with their wicked, foolish lies. Those days are gone forever. He say, those days are gone, and we are going to free the minds of the people. Exactly from Noeline, responding to one of the comments I've made. Millen says, I'm very correct also, from one of the stuff I was saying, and so we have Badiwe says, Badiwe, okay, Badiwe, let me see your message. The Delta woman is very evil. It was all over her head. You can see the evil in her eyes. She actually looks very evil and devilish. And I hear she uses clutches. Only God knows. Oh Lord have mercy. I don't have to talk about that anyways. But those who are ignorant of history are clueless. Mbadiwe says, yes, they are clueless because they don't understand the place of history in the now actions that you take. The picture is fine. Okay, Aloysius. Okay. Talking about when I was talking about the picture here. Okay, it was good he educated them. Yes, Mbadiwe, yes, he educated them yesterday very well and all of that. Mike Dame says one other guy asked the question. Okay, that question of Nigeria made you no damages. Asked the question. No, damages asked the question. Yes, it was damages that asked that question. Yes, I remember it was damages that asked that question that Nigeria made him. It's irritating question. Chibuke, sorry, says, good evening, sir. Thank you so much, Chibuke. Good to have you here. Can you imagine that kind of question? Nigeria that made you. Oh, Lord have mercy. Chinwe, I can't imagine that question. Tomorrow, I'm going to talk more on these facts. Chinwe Okolo, Mazi Kelechi, very good evening. Keep moving. There is your strength. The Lord is your strength. Okay, that's what you want to say. Thank you so much. He say to you. Madame says, oh, Napoliti was the guy who asked that question, not... Okay, he said all politics was the guy who asked that question, not Dr. Damage. Okay. Now I think I have to go through that thing again to know who asked and what asked. Good evening, my son. Those foolish people should be left alone in their foolishness. Can you imagine Chikedozium brother denying him and he claimed to be her father? Mad people everywhere. Thank you so much. For that Chikedozium's brother, that one. I don't know what I'm going to talk about that one. Victor Martin says Mazi MSC beat them front and back very well. He handled them very well. BGM Philo E says BGM give them real fire and let them burn so that the fire will burn out the truth in them, burn out the evil in them and refine them. Okay, the holy and refining fire in you is high, and we thank God for this, bro. Thank you so much, Philomena should be the full name, right? Philo, thank you so much. Philo E, thank you so much. Thank you. Tomorrow, I'm going to give more fire on this and let it burn them. We're going to relate it very well tomorrow. It's going to be fire tomorrow, 1 p.m. Biafra time on Tide of Affairs tomorrow. It's going to be very, it's going to burn hard. Yeah, I'm going to talk more on this, and I'm going to talk about the dragon issue for those who are always asking, Mazi Samanepa, change your name, change the dragon. I love that. What is dragon? Dragon means Satan. I'll talk about it tomorrow so they will understand what they need to understand. Good evening, Mazi Kelechi. Thank you so much, Edith Nedu. Good evening to you also. Good to have you here. Also, I do not waste time backing those talking about dragon. Well, we have to talk to them so that they will understand. Some people are ignorant, so we just have to just talk about that because I don't know why that even should come up anyways. But anyways, we have to educate people. That's why we're here. That's why we are in the media, so that we can help people understand. But by the time we explain to them, they don't want to take it, then we can now put them where they belong. So my brother, by the way, we just have to do that. So it's part of the work we do. It came up for now. We're not like those in Zama people. When you ask questions, they sack you. Those who have been sacked are sacking people. Extension of sacking. They are sacked, but they are still sacking. They are sacking people from their sacked self. So funny. It came up from Onigwe says, the most important thing now is that Nigeria state is getting the messages. Mazi. That's it. They're getting it. Mazi, Ekpa, ascending to them. Our liberation is inevitable, and sit at home has become the order of the day. Thank you so much, my brother. That is it. They are getting the message very well. Some of them showcase superior argument, despite how unprofessional they were. The zoo and their agents are panicking. Alosha says, yes, so my brother, they are panicking. They'll keep panicking until they go extinct. Good evening. Good evening, my brother, my good brother. Thank you so much, Benjamin. Amin. Thank you so much, Benjamin. Thank you so much. Good evening to you also. Ego, when we says, Brother Kelechi, I will send you a video from Twitter for you to analyze. God be your strength. God be your strength. Thank you so much. All right, I will expect the video. I will expect the video so I can look at it. Benjamin says, Mazi, we love you. I love you guys too. Thank you so much, Benjamin. Amen. Thank you so much. I love you guys too. We're rounding off for today. A lot of Boli, the gatekeepers, are being sent to defend their masters, but I'm very glad our people can see them from afar. Yes, our people can see them from afar. That's it. The gatekeepers are trying to defend, but we can see them. Nigeria has never made anybody since it was created. Even when we so Nigeria has never made anybody, whereas people are struggling to make Nigeria. That's what killed Mazi. That's what killed Azikwe was trying to make Nigeria. He died. Awolowo was trying to make Nigeria. He died. Even Ganifa Oemi was trying to make Nigeria. He died. Everybody is struggling to try to make Nigeria, and they died. You can't leave when you try to make Nigeria, because Nigeria cannot be made. He came up and says there will be a time nobody will remember food, because the liberation that we are all getting in is all about survival of the fittest. That's it. If you're in your life, if you're in. Okay, you didn't put commas, that's why I'm confused then. If you're in, you're in. If you're out, you're out. No two ways about it. Okay, yes. No two ways about it. You must be in or you're out. If Dragon is Satan, why did Emenike raise the dragon flag? Why? That's the question somebody asked too, and we're going to sort that out tomorrow. So my brother, we're going to treat that question tomorrow. Don't worry. Obi, be here 1 p.m. Biafra time. We're going to treat that of the dragon flag. The dragon and the dragon flag, the implication of all of these in what we're doing. Ego Wenwu, God bless you, my brother. Thank you so much, Ego, for the message. God bless you too. Thank you so much. I love you guys. IPOBOS is evil. They're not even DOS. They are defunct members of the DOS. So they're not DOS. So they have been sacked from DOS. So they are not DOS. They are defunct members of DOS who lost their battles but keep on wasting his time. I pity those behind Chinansa. Chinansa is leading. Some of them will repent, some of them will change, and all of that. Some of them will not. But we know that in the end, Biafra will come. And we're going to get our freedom. I want to thank you all for watching. It's been a great time with you here, and I want to appreciate you. Tomorrow, 1 p.m. Biafra time, and 1 p.m. Biafra time, we'll be here, and we're going to be analyzing these things. Oh my God, I made a mistake. I forgot. I was supposed to say I forgot. I thought I sent them link to Mazi Raph. Oh my God, he was to be here with me. Oh Lord, have mercy. I would have to call him to apologize. Honestly, he's supposed to be here. Oh my God, why? How come this thing escaped my mind? Well, I don't need to lament here, please. I'm sorry for lamenting. I actually made that bloody mistake. It's so crazy making that mistake. Anyways, I thought I sent a link because I actually communicated previously, and he said he's going to try to be here because of the time shifted. But I now forgot to send the link. I'm just remembering after the broadcast. It's so annoying. And we have 8 to 9 days to our freedom. We're going to go home soon. I'll meet you, and we'll meet one another. Victor Martin says the way Mazi tackled those, I just like it. He's smart and intelligent. Yeah, so God has given him that intelligence and smartness, and he's utilizing it very well. Mazi Kelechi, thank you a lot for your time and the teaching. Thank you so much, Margaret Jogware. Thank you so much for also being part of it. Sit at home, holding in all 13 Biafra states. Yes, it is holding in all the states of Biafra. And that is what we're doing. We're enforcing them everywhere. So good evening, Kevin. Thank you so much. Good evening from here, and also from Woki Daberechi. Hi. Thank you so much. I know that the next message I'll see from Daberechi is share because she's always always getting our people to share. So I always appreciate her for that. I really appreciate her for that, always telling us to share. Ahaya, keep doing the good work, and we appreciate you, Mazi. Thank you so much, Kachifo. Yes, so Kachifo, thank you so much, my brother. Eric Key, I greet you. This spelling, Biafran voice 247. This spelling way you spell my name now. Oh my God. I greet you. So I salute you. Good to have you here. Good to have you. Please, why did we not see you at the appointed time? Because it was not long I came back. There's so many activities in my hands. I had to put it for 6 p.m. this night. If you look at me, I'm fagged out too. I've been so busy. I've not even rested at all. Please. Okay, so please, I'm sorry for coming late. Tomorrow, 1 p.m. I'll be here, and tomorrow is going to be heavy because I'll be informed at that time. We're going to talk more on these matters, and we're going to talk about the dragon flag, and all of that. We're going to talk about that so that people can understand what the dragon actually represents. Kelechi Mazi, I came late. Yes, I know you came late. Daverichi, I know you came late, so I know, but I appreciate it. I know you are busy, so I would say no skin pain. All these are. What's up, Igbo people? No skin pain. The pain, they say it's pen. No skin pain. Thank and God bless you, sir. Thank you so much, Clement. Thank you, and God bless you too. Thank you so much for your message. God bless you too. And messages are just rolling in, and so I keep praying. Casey, you are blessed. Thank you so much, Andrew. Good to have you, Andrew, and good to see your message also. All hail Biafra, Uzamaka Nicholas. Thank you so much, Uzamaka. Good to have you. I bless you, my dear, lovely brother, Mazi Kelechi, BMO. Thank you so much. I say to your blessing. Thank you so much, BMO. Good to have you. Always having your message when you are here. You always send a message, and lovely ones for that matter. Thank you so much. Please share this message now. And the Duru is telling the people to share. So please, we've got a message. Please share right now. Share right now. 8 to 9 days to go home. 9, 10th, 11th, 12th, and 14th, total lockdown, no movement, stay at home if you want to leave and see Biafra Nation. Yes, so if you want to leave and see Biafra Nation, stay at home and make sure that you are at home because it is very important. Thank you all. I love you all. Let me just play, the final stuff so that we can have the messages of the time, and then we'll all know what we have the program tomorrow, 1 p.m. We'll see you here. We'll talk more on these matters. Thank you so much. I love you all. Stay blessed, and God bless you very good.
I believe that the reason God created man was for management.
Really? I have never heard it put that way.
The first thing is to be honest with yourself. You can never have an impact on society if you have not changed yourself.
God will never allow growth where there is no management.
Wow, wow, wow.
So instead of praying for things from God, pray for the management ability.
Everything I tell you is true. Everything I open my mouth and I say is correct because heaven directs me on what to say. Eligwe, Zemos in Zendidendo. Heaven will tell me and I will tell you it will come to pass in front of your eyes. Not behind you, you will see it happening.
God will withhold things from you if you cannot manage them.
When you look at the facts that something around 1 million people perished as a result of the actions of the British and Russian and Nigerian federal governments.
Vis-a-vis what we see in Nigeria, which is truly not, it should not be surprising. Look, what's happening in Nigeria is barbarous. It's horrible. I mean, it's complete madness, yet it's not a priority. The United States unilaterally could do almost anything it needs to do. It would be a long-term effort, but it could be done. And the United States has the capability. All the elements of power, we have those.
So why not?
It's not a priority. That's the problem. We are committed elsewhere in the world. Black West Africa is not a priority.
Anybody who changes his principles depending on whom he is dealing, that is not a man who can lead a nation.
They can't tell me. No way. When the time comes, It's okay. What stupid country is this? So when is this you try somebody in secret? When you like, you try in secret. When you like, it's in public. What stupid country is that? What stupid country is that, I ask you? When you like, you try in secret. When you like, you try in private. They are killing my people. 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 After killing my people, you tell me what to try in secret? The person is mad. Completely mad. Tell Buhari, that's what I said. That he is mad. He cannot tell me. He cannot tell me. He's a madman. There's a contempt of court proceedings here. Contempt of court. They don't obey court order. They don't obey court order. You're telling me secret trial. Is the person mad?
I, Nnamdi Kanu, will sacrifice anything sacrificable to make sure that Biafra comes.
We hereby declare no election, no 2023 general election in Biafra land. This no election in Biafra land has been activated. We are going to make it a task that must be done by every Biafran. All measures will be put in place to make sure the adequate civil disobedience is implemented to stop the election in Biafra land.
Do you know the meaning of discovery? It means to bring to light something that is buried on the ground. If you can accept that, then you know that Biafra is coming. There is nothing man can do about it. It's too late. Way, way too late. The countdown has begun.